Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy. Oh, that was lovely. That was cute. That was cute. I didn't know I had my speaker on in another window. Something started playing. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is sharpen your sword and shine your armor. The time is near. I don't know what that means. We about to find out. We about to find out. So, it's been a lovely day. If I rule the world, I free all my sons. I love 'em, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, walk right up to the sun, hand in hand. I'll walk right up to the sun. We won't land. I got to do this reading quick because your girl is fading fast. So much high frequency. I'm ready to sleep. I'm absolutely ready to go night night. That workshop was amazing. Amazing company there. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Walk right up to the sun. We won't land. If I rule the world, I free all my sons. I love 'em, baby. All right. Here goes. Final deck we're pulling from. All right. My goodness. Let's see. So we have a Blu-ray update. Oh, Lordy, I'm feeling some type of energy. I'm feeling some type of energy. Let's get started, guys. Here goes. Sharpen your sword and shine your armor. The time is near. There's things that are happening in each of our journeys that's going to cause us to step further into our actual purpose, whatever our destined path is. The things that are happening is going to cause us to feel like we can't deny our purpose any longer. And with that, we're going to need to make sure that we allow ourselves the time, the space, the energy to cultivate what needs to be cultivated. So, passion in reverse. This is telling me that this is something that is going to hit hard. It's going to hit fast. It's going to come from a very upside down mindset, upside down logic. This is probably a situation that, I don't know, it feels like a situation that is beneficial for only a select few. And it's not something that we as a collective are initiation in reverse, right? So this is telling me that there is going to be some type of attempt to force something forward, to force something forward. I don't know how I feel about, no, I do know how I feel. I don't like when things, situations, or people force me into things. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm wondering though how this applies to the collective whole and how it applies to individuals. So there's going to be a forcing that's happening. It's something that you might not want, you might not like. And I just heard, well, what if it's good for you? Well, what if you get to choose something for yourself for once? How about that? Whether it's good for you or not, it should be your choice. And when people don't allow things to be your choice, that's very questionable. That's a very questionable individual, right? This is something that you can't just shrug off. You might need to stand your ground, to be honest. I'm not able to get a very solid type read on what this is because it's irritating me. It's irritating me. I don't like the concept of being forced into something. It's a sense of a process that's needing to take place just so you can simply be properly positioned. Are you fighting your process? Is that what it is? Is this a case of you fighting your process? And because you're fighting your process, you're going to have to fight your way out. Right? Exactly, Miss Melissa. Okay, Bestie Boo. Bestie Boo, good for you according to whom? That is the question. 100% at 444. According to whom? Who is determining what's good for you? Is it what's good for you because of its convenience for them? Is that what it is? Is it what's good for you because someone said so? I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if this is something that's like a trauma induced accretion where you're being triggered in order to increase the intensity. Why would we want the intensity to be increased? Well, if there's a blockage, if there's something that you're needing to push through, then it's going to have to be intense. It's going to have to be intense. And I'm over here thinking, well, you know what? We are all alchemists of some kind, an alchemist to some degree. You need to begin actively choosing to alchemically change. And when you alchemically change a situation or yourself, that is a permanent change. You're not going to go back to your original state. You're going to permanently change. And that's important. That's very important because we're about to enter into a cold space. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I'm about to take my lashes off. This reading is getting real intense, real fast. Real intense, real fast. I was expecting just like, a little reading. I don't think it's going to be a little reading. I think this is going to be something major. Okay. I think this is going to be something major. And winter. So you're going to be entering into a very cold, potentially hostile environment. Because of that environment, you're going to go ahead and withdraw. You're going to want to withdraw. You're going to try to withdraw. You're not going to be allowed to withdraw from this. I think a lot of what's going to happen is that whatever this engagement is, ooh, it's unnatural. It's going to be forced. Yeah. Look. It's going to be very unnatural. Nature in reverse. It's going to be unnatural and it's going to try and keep you from speaking your truth. So there's an attempt to shut you down here. As a Blu-ray, I mean, are you okay with that? Is that something that you're willing to co-sign? Is it? Is that something you're willing to co-sign? I'm not. I'm not willing to co-sign nothing. I'm not willing to. Do I have my glasses here? I don't. um ah, hmm. There's a question. Does the world become colder? Hasn't it already been? Hasn't it been becoming routinely colder and colder and colder? Once upon a time when you were out in the streets and someone was committing a crime against you, threatening you or whatever it was, um, if there are people in the streets, they will step in, they will stop it, they will speak up. And then I don't know what happened. These days, it's so common for people to simply record crime being committed without offering any type of help, right? Without offering any type of help to the person that's being violated. I'm at a point now where I know if something happened to me and I'm by myself somewhere in a store or somewhere public, I cannot count on anyone to save me. I can't. If I was being abducted, I couldn't truthfully say that if I scream, someone will stop, a good Samaritan will stop them. I don't think so. I think a lot of people who are present will record it, post it on their social media. I think that would happen. Um, because I've seen videos very similar, very, very similar. So, I mean, is the world getting colder, or has it always just been this cold? And now, because we are so able to document everything instantly and share it instantly, we are seeing the trajectory of our growth over the last few years. We've been seeing that trajectory, right? So sharpen your sword and shine your armor. The time is near. I think the time to correct that is near. I think we need to really be the change that we're seeking. Um, you have to be careful about what you involve yourself in, right? There's no point in placing yourself in harm's way just to prove that you're a good person. No, that's not what this message is about. This message is about doing something, being proactive while remaining safe. So we apply this to our spiritual journey, being proactive, doing something while remaining safe. What is happening? No, I don't want to switch to TikTok. I just want to finish this reading and then I want to sleep for a little bit. These are topics I can't talk about on YouTube. Mm. Um, okay. So there's there's messages coming through and I really I'm torn. I'm torn. I'm torn because I want to go deep dive into it and be able to speak with no restrictions. I can't do that here on YouTube, but I also am hesitant to go on TikTok just because I'm already super tired and I want to rest for a little bit. I've been at work since 7 a.m. It's like 5 and like I want to stop. Okay. So the reason I'm torn is because the last time this happened and I went to YouTube, that was fine. I was able to share quite a bit of information. But next thing you know, someone, I guess, was pissed off. I don't even know who it is. They were pissed off that I went to YouTube, that I went to TikTok. I ended the TikTok live, went to you. What? I ended the YouTube live and went to TikTok. And and they were like, "Oh, how dare you? I expected better from you. I'm leaving. Bye. I don't give a shit. Who are you even? Who are you that you would think saying bye to me would upset me? Bye." But I didn't get a chance to block them, so I don't know. If you're still watching, fuck out of here. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm getting downloads right now regarding some type of energetic parasitic stuff that's happening. And it's this attempt to shut down those who are speaking truths. It's an attempt to shut down those who are gaining traction in their work. It is not a message specific to me. This is a message that's being broadcast for all of you who are now finding your voice, wanting to speak up, speak against specific types of structures, societal structures, societal parameters, societal norms that are very, very counterproductive. But I don't know what you guys are supposed to be talking about. So trying to block your ability to dream, right? Trying to halt you from receiving your messages from soul. Trying to force you into a space of surrender. Are you willing to surrender? Are you willing to surrender? I don't know that I'm willing to surrender. I don't know that I'm willing to do anything outside of just continuing with what I've been doing and allowing whoever wants or needs to witness it to witness it. I mean, I don't have any like pre thought of plans outside of when soul tells me to do this or that, just do it, and then it's done, and then I will have another task, right? There will be another task that will be presented to me, and as that other task is presented to me, then I can choose whether I will do that, and it's just an ongoing thing. Now, what's happening right now is are they going to change the rules like on the different platforms? Because look, it's an attempt to halt ascension. It's an attempt to halt your ascension mechanics. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I do know we're going to need to get creative. So this is telling me that it's not the time to stop. It's not the time to surrender, or succumb. It's not the time to bow at the boots of our oppressors. It's time to stand up and be creative in the way you push back. You see, here's the thing about this system. The thing about this system is that it's designed to crush, right? It's designed to crush. So if you play the game in the way they are hoping you'll play it, which is through violence and aggression, you're going to lose that. You are outmanned, out armed. Yeah, you're going to lose that. You're absolutely going to lose that. If you do it in a different way, I don't know. They don't know how to deal with civil disobedience. That's gonna get this fucking video flagged. Oh, YouTube, you always flag all my videos. What's the difference? Get creative in that civil disobedience. Be civilized in your disobedience. I remember there were times as a kid where it'd be threatened, like, if you don't do it, what will happen? What will happen? Then what? You're gonna be mad, and then what? Then you're mad? Then you're gonna yell. You always yell. What's new? If I don't do A, B, and C the way you told me to, what's gonna happen? Not a damn thing's gonna happen. And I've always had this logic, even as a child. If you try and force me to do something and I don't do it, even if you beat me, I still didn't do it. I still didn't do it. Even if you yell at me, curse me out, or whatever it is you plan to do, you still couldn't make me do it. Could ya? Yeah. Right. Right. So now's the time if you are interested in going up against a system of oppression, don't follow the groups, okay? Don't follow the groups. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the nets that are being thrown to gather all of the neurospicy folks. Y'all are neurospicy. When you resonate with me, it's because we're both neurospicy. And they're looking for people like us. They're looking for people who are passionate enough to put action behind the words. When we say we want change, we will initiate the change. Those are the people who they are looking for. And they're going to try and get you into a social warrior, justice warrior. What the hell is the term? A social justice warrior or something like that. They're going to try and get you into that space. You know, all of those events, whether they're peaceful protests or not, there will be agent provocateurs who are bust into those events to turn them into volatile situations. Hegelian dialectic. The video's already flagged. It's already flagged. And there's certain words I'm aware that once it comes out of my mouth, that video is not going to be allowed to be shown. It's not going to be seen. Yeah. So I might as well give you guys the info, right? Hegelian dialectic. It's a form of psychological warfare. We are in a theater of war. We have been. As a matter of fact, the American flag is a wartime flag. It's not a flag of peace. You can look this all up. This is all readily available information. Look it up. It's a wartime flag. We have not flown a peacetime flag. Yeah. So what needs to happen? We have to stop fighting the war. First, within ourselves. If there's an issue, you need to speak up. On a personal level, you need to speak up. If someone is causing an issue for you, you need to speak up. You need to let them know. As you become comfortable speaking up about your personal life, you will become less uncomfortable speaking up about the issues within the collective whole. There's a lot of things going on, that are needing to be presented to everyone else so that we can all get on the same page of what needs to be changed. I know exactly what needs to be changed. Everything. There is not a single government in this world that is functioning in a way that is supportive of the people. Don't bullshit with me. There is not a single government in this world that is fully for the people. Once in a while, you might have someone at the head of that government who cares. They're typically removed, overthrown, or have an accident, or if they don't have any major playing pieces on that board, the bullies typically will just disregard you. I forgot where it was. I think it was Jamaica. Was it Jamaica? I can't remember anymore. There was a head of government in a smaller country, and they were talking about the rapid testing that was being done, and that they tested a coconut and some bananas and all sorts of different things. It was kind of hilarious, but also like, see what I'm saying? Right? And all of those fruits and veggies that were freshly picked, uh, they needed to be quarantined. And of course, yeah. Oh, that guy's crazy. Crazy for what? Speaking the truth. Crazy for what? Was it in Africa? I don't remember. It might have been in Africa. I don't remember. But it was interesting, right? It was interesting. So right now, prosperity lies ahead for all of us, but we need to get bullish about this. We need to get very, very bullish about this and get to a point um where we let ourselves um have you ever seen how a bull conducts itself? Okay, let's put it in human terms. You know a Taurus? Ooh, a large portion of the people I love are Taurian. They're gonna gore me for this. But I'm a Capricorn, so I got horns too. No, I can't gore them back. I love them. But seriously, have you ever seen how a Taurus can be? I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm serious. Like, ooh, once they start pawing at the ground, like, and I'm like, some some shit's about to pop off. Just don't come running towards me. Some shit's about to pop off. This is gonna be something. This is gonna be something, right? This is gonna be really, really something. And I think we need to see. Suze is a Taurus sun and moon. Suze be gangster on TikTok. I'm saying. Suze be like, you've been irritating me since several live streams ago. You're banned. I'm like, oh, it went down in the comments. Crack me up. Like, okay. Suze did it. Suze did it. Suze ain't scared. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Once you cross that line, that's it. That's it. That's just it. I think we need to get back to that space, you guys. Here's the thing. Neurodivergents are currently not the majority simply because there are still so many adults who are neurotypical. In a couple years, as the children grow older, neurodivergent, especially quantum neurodivergency, quantum divergence, we will become the majority. What we're doing right now is setting the stage for that. We are setting the stage for that. So, what do we need to do? We need to be steadfast in our refusal to comply, our refusal to enter into a space of allowing others to bait us into participation of things that are not, it's not for us, right? It's not for us. It's just not. It's not. So there's a circumstance. I don't know what's happened. I really try my best to just stay out of certain things. Michael says, don't talk about it. Okay, whatever. Anyways, meditate and contemplate. It's time for you to very deeply think about all of the different things that are happening in your life, in the world, and meditate on that. Allow yourself to see every situation that's been bothering you from all different angles. For example, if one area is needing aid, like it's a crisis, they're needing aid. The basics: food, medicine, supplies, the basics, water. Yeah. Why does there need to be a meeting about it? Fucking airdrop the food. Airdrop the food. What is so hard about that? I'm totally the type of person like, yeah, no, I have a history of this. I have a history of this. I do. I don't care who has conflict with who. If someone needs something, it's a life or death thing. If I'm moved to help, I will help. I don't give a damn if I offend you. I offend you? Okay, do something about it. Do something about it. You want to be able to keep picking on someone and no one's going to chime in. No one's going to stand up for them because everyone's scared. I don't give a shit. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. What you gonna do? I don't want to fall in line. What you gonna do? I'm gonna be very vocal. You want other people to not know, "Oh, I'm not the one you want to engage. Let me do my little helpy, and then I can bow out. If you guys want to keep doing whatever you're doing, with each other, that's on you guys. But if I need to help, I'm gonna help. If you want to tangle with me, we gonna tussle, baby boo. We gonna tussle like you never been tussled before. We gonna tussle, baby. You want to tussle with me? I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. We can tussle. We can tussle. We seriously can. Because you're going to be mad at me. I should stop. I don't care. I don't care. I think for too many of us, we have so much invested in being politically correct. What has politics ever done for us as people? Can someone explain that to me? That so many of us still waste so much of our time and energy on debating the politics of something. What has it ever actually done? I would love to know. I would love, love, love to know. I would love to know. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is not something we could just pray on, right? This is not something that we can just pray on. We have to balance spirituality and practicality. Do you know how much power we have as individuals? If we refuse to comply with compulsory things, what happens? Let's look. Hold on. Let's look. All right. As the nation rang in the new year, the U.S. Census Bureau projected the U.S. population will be at 335,893,238 at midnight. That's it. Huh. We're approaching the half billion mark. That's it, huh? Wow. Wow, they make it seem like there's so much more. That's it? 335 million? Wait. What? That's it? I'm gonna put the number on the screen. Am I okay? I'm dyslexic. Am I reading this wrong? What number is this? Hold on. What number is that? 335,893,238. What? How the hell are people starving? When we spend so much every month just throwing it to other places. I'm sorry. No, that can't be fucking right. On a good day, I'm a child of God. On a bad day, I'm a child of God. Hold on. I don't know if I'm seeing this wrong. Okay. Like, US Department of Commerce.gov, right? It's 2024. Hold on. It's 2024. It says, as the nation rang in the new year, the US Census Bureau projected the US population will be at midnight on January 1st, 2024. Why does that seem like it doesn't make sense? I I don't understand. I don't understand. That is, and this whole concept of there's not enough food, that is not a lot of people. I don't know. My husband says my concept of numbers is very skewed. It kind of is. It kind of is. I don't feel like that's a lot of people. We shouldn't have homeless people. We shouldn't have hunger. We shouldn't have medical issues that are going untreated. Did you know there's a difference in the way your church is formed? A 501c3 versus a 503c1. Is 501c3? That's a nonprofit, and a 503. There's a difference. There's a difference, right? Show the world the real you. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. I think we need to get to a point where we are pissed off enough. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Lindsay. Guys, I'm going live tomorrow on YouTube for the 333 portal fire ceremony. If you'd like to see what I have offered, click on that QR code or the link in the comment. Something fishy is happening. Something is definitely being slated. It's going to affect everyone. It's going to affect everyone. The things that are happening, they need you to be dependent on the system. Because once you are dependent, they are in full control. I've been telling you guys since last year, you need to start your own business. You need to do whatever you need to do to be your own employer. You need to not allow yourself to be put in a position where you are going to become dependent on the system. Now, you can sit there and think about how hard that is. You don't understand, Emmy, this and that. You know what? I've been homeless. Don't tell me I don't understand because I've lived it. When you want something bad enough, you make it happen. If you want to be a victim, you can sit there and be a victim. And I I need you to know you will absolutely be victimized by what is being planned. You will. You will. There are certain things that I can't talk about. I tell you this, the people who are the most compliant are the people who will be the first victimized. They're going for the low-hanging fruit. They are going for the low-hanging fruit. If you think, well, I have nothing to take. Honey, they're not looking to take assets. They're looking to take you. There's something that, unless it's been changed, which I try my best not to follow any of this caca at this point. I was so deep into this early 2000s. I drove myself fucking crazy off this. So I'm like, I can't deal with this. I can't look at any more information. But here's the thing. Unless they changed it, there is something in place. I forgot the name of the document. There is something in place that should martial law be declared, since this video has gone to caca. If martial law is declared, it's no longer the president that's going to be in control. Control of our entire nation will be handed over to the UN. Do you understand the gravity of that? Your constitutional rights will be suspended. Do you understand the gravity of that? For those of you who are super patriotic and you're like, our troops would never, it will not be our troops. Do you understand the gravity of that? Our law enforcement, yeah, they tainted our relationship with our very law enforcement. Do you understand the gravity of that? Do you understand the gravity of everything that's been being actively done for the last at least 4 years? And these plans they're much older than 4 years. Much, much older than 4 years. Do you understand the gravity? Everything that you think you can count on will not be there. It has systematically been rotted away. So what do we need to do? We need to be the spanner in the works right now. We need to be the very thing that throws their plans awry. I bet they don't like me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Build communities. Allow yourself to cultivate camaraderie, community. Cultivate true concern. Know your neighbors. Like, really know your neighbors. Build in real life community, not just online. Why is that the solution? So I've lived in areas that are very rural. That's my preferred type of area to live in. Rural with rough terrain, you need 4x4 to access the property. Large parcels, doesn't matter if the home is older. Love it on a septic, love it with a treated well. Just, peaceful, peaceful. And I remember when lockdown started 2020, we were on yet another mountain on a parcel of land in the middle of nowhere. And I remember, because I'm originally from California, right? I remember seeing quite a few different folks because I was pretty present on Facebook still, like scrolling, and seeing a lot of people that I knew back when. They're like, they're locked and loaded, this and that. And if poop hits the fan, they're gonna go to, and they would name places, right? And I'm like, ooh, you go into farm area? You crazy. You lost your fucking ass mind. You're going to farmland? You think you're going to boondock on farmers? The last people you want to fuck with. Ranchers, farmers, people who live in the wilderness. Not only are they locked and loaded all the time, they also know how to survive. That's the last place you want to go. Stay in your city. Stay in your city with your silly plan. That is the last place you want to go. Because I looked at it and I was like, I'm at the start of a valley. It'd take you 15, 20 minutes of dirt road just to get to the street that I'm on. It's the mouth of a valley. I promise you, before you can reach me, all the people, all the houses that you pass that are hidden behind wilderness, they're taking you out. She's not even going to reach my driveway. And just like if I saw something happening, you're not going further in my valley. Remember, your girl's accurate up to 100 yards. Tested and true. And the neighbors all were too. If you think that's where you're going to go, no. I remember one time, again, this was a place we were living in, like wilderness area. I guess my husband wasn't paying attention when he changed lane, and the old man driving the truck, pickup truck, didn't feel like he should have changed lanes. So this guy followed him home. He followed him all the way home. Mind you, it takes about 30 minutes to get to where we were. This dude followed him all the way home, stopped in our driveway, long ass driveway, and start cussing at my husband. Luckily, my husband was raised to respect elders. And that dude said, old ass guy, old. He said, you cut me off again, I'll run you off the fucking road. I was like, who's that outside? Because my office window was open and I could hear someone. I was like, who's that? Who's arguing? But I was in a session, so I couldn't look out the window. When I finished the session, I found out he was saying that to my husband. I was like, tell me where he lives. I'm going to let him know. You can't talk to my husband that way. Turns out he don't even live there. He followed my husband 30 minutes. No fear. No fear. That's what we need to return back to. Was there violence? No, there wasn't. Was he pissed off and let my husband know? Yes, he sure dang did. Yes, he sure dang did. Yes, he did. Do I believe he could back up what he was saying? He probably would. He crazy enough to follow someone 30 minutes? He probably would. He probably would. Yeah. I believe it. I wanted to look out the window because I believed what was being said, like, ooh, someone gonna get run off the road. Oh my God, what's happening out there? Yeah. We need to get back to a place where we hold people accountable and we allow ourselves to have consequences for that accountability. We need to form communities with people who are in proximity to us. We need to. We absolutely need to. Because you know what happens when we do that? We regain our power. The only reason things outside of us have power over us is because we gave it to them. We gave it to them. You look at banks. So you're charging me money so that you can use my money to invest in something else. but you're not giving me a portion of the interest, the profit that you are making from my money that you are charging me to hold and invest without my consent. Huh. Does that sound right? Does does that sound right? Does that sound right? Let me give you another example. Um, I can't afford health insurance every month because for the affordable health care that I was told to go to, it was going to cost me over $3,000 a month. And because I can't afford it every month for the whole year, you're going to penalize me. I think they penalized me. It was either 5,000 or 15,000 on my tax return. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Right. Right. I think that was like the first year that yeah. I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" My tax guy was like, "Well, they're gonna penalize you." Penalize me because I couldn't afford health insurance? What? He was like, "I know. I know." Mhm. And even the free healthcare though. Hi, Eves. Um, Free healthcare means you don't get a say. It means no informed consent. It means either you agree to receive the treatment they deem is appropriate for you or you don't get anything. And I think in some countries, it means you don't even get to say no. There's a case that I heard about, I believe it was in the UK, where this family, the child was deemed terminal and they wanted to explore other options. And I believe I want to say it was a hospital in Italy that was willing to do experimental treatment. And because, and don't quote me, my memory's faulty, but from what I gathered, because the healthcare is free in the UK, you are categorically a ward of the UK. And they forbade the parents from taking the child out of the UK. Um, they're like, you're a UK citizen and you can only receive UK medical treatment. And they were in control of that. And so, what the country of Italy was saying was they were going to give them citizenship so that they could receive health care in Italy. At which point, there was a huge court battle that ensued. And I don't know if it's parliament or whoever decided that nope, they can't leave. The child has to stay. And then the government decided to take the child off of life support. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you guys? Sharpen your swords and shine your armor. The time is near. It's time for us as human beings who are spread across the earth. Forget about ethnicity, forget about citizenship, forget about what country, what region, what continent. We, as people who are spread across the earth, we need to sharpen our swords and shine our armors. The time is near for us to take our power back. And it begins with us who are aware. It begins with us who are aware and have the ability to speak up, not to force people into agreement, but to speak up and create further awareness. That is what we need, awareness. And if we don't, I don't know what happens. You see, we always have to be careful of reiterating the same storyline that they want us to reiterate. This post-apocalyptic yada 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 yada, ba 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 da ba ba da, right? Because the reality is, none of that can come to fruition without us fueling it with our fear, overreaction, lack of reaction, misdirection, all of these different things. Am I saying we're approaching some type of extinction level event? No, I've said this before. We are like the cockroaches of the earth. We will never be completely gone. Humans will never be completely gone. We won't. We won't. They need us to continue supplying whatever it is they're harvesting from our fear, right? Doctors don't see sick people in person anymore, only Zoom. Oh, I could totally excel as a doctor at this point. It's a joke. It's a joke. Have you realized there's an overlapping theme to most entertainment recently? Yes, it's called predictive programming, yet another form of psychological warfare. That's what it is, predictive programming. And the most efficient type of predictive program does not give you the full details. It allows you to jump to conclusions because typically what they are allowed to show us pales in comparison to what we will imagine ourselves. Right? It's a lot of programs. It's a lot. We need to disengage from the things that do not serve our growth, the things that continue to force us into spaces of fear, spaces of limitations, further attempts to what? Appease those who will never be happy. You have the people who are like, if you don't take the pokey poke poke, you're horrible. You're killing people. If you don't wear the mask, you're horrible in killing people. Okay, do you see how little my nostrils are? I'm absolutely serious. Do you see how small my nose is? I don't have the pathways to suck in enough air through fabric. I don't. Right? I don't have the type of health that would make it a feasible thing for me to agree to specific other things. I'm not about telling people what to do. I'm about me honoring what I need and what is dangerous for me, not allowing those things. And it was such a big hullabaloo back then. Huge hullabaloo. Huge. There is no single double-blind independent study that shows the efficacy of that program. You are right, Miss Melissa. There is not a single double-blind independent study that shows definitively the efficacy of that program. They will not allow it. But there is the work of Dr. Stephanie Seneff, which shows a causal relationship by way of synergistic toxicity. Glyphosate, adjuvants, specifically the adjuvant aluminum. Because people are going to be like, you got to name the studies. No, get your lazy ass on your phone and look for it your damn self. I gave you the terms. I gave you the names. Look for it yourself. right? We agree to things we know nothing about. And now I've seen people like they're talking about how they're super sick, a lot of dysregulatory things, um, just a lot of really bad things. I personally know several people who were very negatively affected. And now in the comments of videos, people are like, you guys should have told us, shut the fuck up. Are you serious right now? What in the fucking holy gaslighting bullshit is this? You should have told us. Wow. Maybe you would have heard me when you weren't so busy verbally crucifying me for choosing something for myself. Right? Yeah. I got into it. I got into it because I said in a group on Facebook, I don't know who the hell tagged me into that. Bastards. Someone tagged me into that group. And they were starting a little bit of an argument between each other. I don't even remember what the group is. I believe I got removed. I got added and then promptly removed. But all I said was to try and like have everyone just chill out. Why are you guys fighting with each other? Why are you fighting? Right? That was the basis of my comment. Like, listen, we are autonomous. I believe in informed medical consent. We each need to decide what is healthy for us as individuals. What is okay for me might not be okay for you. And, we just let everyone decide for themselves, right? Give the information. Let us find out, is this compatible with my genetics? Is this compatible with my current whatever? Oh my God. I think probably it's because I have an Asian picture for my profile. Ooh, the amount of people that jumped all over me because I said that. Mhm. Oh, yeah. And there were people that were flat out like, "No, that's poison, it'll kill you, blah, blah, blah." Like, they were saying that. I was just like, "Hey, everybody, just chill. Why are you guys arguing? Someone else's medical stuff is none of your business. Like, that's not our business. If someone wants to, let them. They're making this decision. If someone doesn't want to, let them. They're making this decision. No one knows what's happening. Everyone needs to chill." Oh my God. Everyone jumped down my throat. They ignored everyone else. They jumped down my throat. Maybe I look too passive in my picture or something. One lady went so far as to be like, "Oh, if I ever see you in my city, I'm going to sue you because if I get sick, it came from me." I'm like, bitch, what makes you think I want to be anywhere near you when you so fucking nasty online? You don't even know me and you being nasty as fuck. I don't even want to be near you. Causation. You need to prove causation first and foremost, you fucking idiot. I think it was at that point that I got removed. I think it was at that point because I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to dish this back. Why y'all tagging me in all of this? I just said, everybody chill, right? Because sometimes the voice of reason is a person that gets attacked. When you are the voice of reason and you appear to be someone who is peaceful, people get things twisted. People get things twisted. Sharpen your sword and shine your armor. What does that mean? Be the most well-prepared farmer. Do not look for the war, but be prepared in case it arrives. Do not seek the war. Don't. It is not our job to bring any of that to fruition. Just like it is not our job to continue taking any of that laying down. Not anymore. No. We need to form communities, right? We need to allow ourselves to connect with people in real life who have similar ethics, similar objectives for health. You don't have to be into all the same things. No, no, you don't. But the fact that you guys are good people, honest to each other, that's what's important. That they are developing, cultivating skills that will prove to be very beneficial in times of struggle. Those are the kind of people you want to begin developing relationships with as family units. That's important. That's very, very important. If you don't start doing that now, I told you guys before, start your businesses, right? You could have had something established by now, something that maybe is bringing you some income, if not your sole income, at least some income. Now, the longer you wait, the harder it will be. I've told our community in the private space that where we chat a lot of different things. If you haven't begun that, the window's starting to close. That window for preparation is starting to close. So what do we need to do? You need more than prayer. You need action. And I don't mean violent action. That is not always the answer. You need action, meaning preparation, the cultivation of knowledge and skills, allowing yourself to begin looking at what supplies you will need. And I'm not talking about, oh, get a shit ton of cans of food and jars of food and Mylar bags of food. No, no. I'm talking about your supplies to organize your life. I'm talking about the things that you need, not just material things. I'm talking about other people, allowing yourself to be visible to those who need to see that there are people like you that exist, people who are just like them, people who are eager for change, people who are unwilling to continue playing along. That's going to be your issue if you don't play well with others. You don't fix that, that's not going to be good for you. No one has to cater to anyone else. Let me tell you, I can be the sweetest person you ever come across, or I can be your biggest nightmare. You choose. You choose. This mindset that's been injected into many of us where I don't play well with others. People have to accommodate me. I have needs. And no one has to do any of that shit. No one does. No one has to do any of that. There have been situations where I've been more than willing to help a person until I see the actuality of their behavior and their mindset. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I was going to help, but I'm good now. I'm so good off that. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm. We need to become very realistic about our own insecurities and the way those insecurities cause us to project onto others. You guys are being given direct instructions from soul on what needs to be worked on how you can facilitate this transitionary period that we're in. It's nothing but a transitionary period. It's nothing but a transitionary period. And if people think that they're going to be given additional accommodations just because they tell a good story of why they deserve it more than someone else. Yeah. Yep. No. I had someone come on one of my live streams and they were just like really laying it on thick with the emotional manipulation, trying to coerce me into giving them a bioscan. Yeah. Not drawn. There's something nasty about that energy. I don't know what it is, but I'm not drawn. And when I made expedites available, they were one of the ones that were quick to be like, no, I'm not paying that. That's fine. You're the one that's saying you're so desperate for a scam. If you're so desperate, $33. That's it. That's all you need to do. And you will for sure get a scan from me today. No, I'm not paying that. Okay. Well, then you don't need a scan. If I'm not drawn to you, I'm not doing it. And then they were like, well, you should just give me a scan because I'm disabled. Yeah. So are a lot of the people on this live stream. A lot of the people on this live stream are in massive pain. You're not the only one. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Why would I feel bad? Did I cause the pain? Am I the reason you're in pain? We have to be aware of the way our mindset is going to be our very downfall. We have to be very, very aware of that. Very, very aware. And if you don't know how to play well with others, maybe you should stop playing games. Maybe you should just be real and seek out ways where you can cultivate your skill of communication. Because to say I don't play well with others is not the same as saying I'm socially awkward. I don't read social cues very well. So sometimes I make things awkward for people and it makes me very hesitant to socialize and interact. I struggle with social interactions. So that's a little bit hard for me. I receive it very different when you just say, I don't play well with others. Oh, why? Because you need to win the game? Is there a game being played? Because I don't play games at all, ever. I don't play. I don't play. I seek out what is healthy and I completely push away and reject what is not for me with no shame, no guilt, no hesitation at this point in my life. If I'm made to feel uncomfortable repeatedly, I stop and assess. Am I tripping? Am I hormonal today? Um, is this just triggering something because of similarities with something from the past? What's happening here? What's happening here? People who are not willing to take accountability for where they're at within their personal development, you're going to have a really hard time during this period. That is a choice. There are people just like me who are willing to assist, but I'm not going to cater. I'm not. I'm not going to create a charity case file in my head for people. Like, oh, okay, I need to do this for you because this is what you said. No. Things need to be communicated. Needs need to be communicated. And my willingness or lack thereof needs to be respected. My willingness to help or my lack thereof needs to be respected. That's how we get through this. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. I think some people have just been on social media a little too long. And they've been exposed to so much controlled opposition and just absolute bullshit for so long that they have imbued themselves with a bullshit storyline, bullshit concepts. Um, it's too much for my little heart and my little brain to process. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull two cards. Um, I'm just going to pull two cards, and you guys hashtag one, hashtag two, and I'm going to call it a day because, you know, that's the only way I could show some grace tonight. And I think it's important for me to exercise some grace, um, especially when I'm aware my claws are very sharp. So let us see. Hashtag one, hashtag two. Do 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 do. I think we'll pull from Kiki because I need a little bit of chill. We'll pull from Kiki. I need a little bit of chill. And then we're gonna call it a day, right? Right. Right. Oof. If I rule the world, I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, walk right up to the sun, hand in hand. I'll walk right up to the sun. We won't land. Ooh, let me tell you. Jesus, take me home. Jesus, take me home. Send me a motherfucking Uber. Send me an Uber. Send me a Lyft. All right. Whew. Hashtag one. Hashtag one. This mic on. Let me just. Ooh, I'm hot. I'm okay. Hashtag one. Here we go. Ooh, I'm struggling, Jesus. Please shut the mic off. I got some things I want to say. I shouldn't say it though, because because oh, okay. Ooh, girl, let it go. The hormones, the hormones. Okay, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. One of the one of the things that one of the things that is hard to learn and implement when necessary is the skill and the discernment of when there's no point in saying anything further, right? There's no point in saying anything further simply because whoever you're communicating with, interacting with, is not interested or not capable of hearing what you're actually communicating. And it's at that point where um, I start to get hives. It's at that point I start to get hives, and I need to just, girl, remember, 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 remember your divinity. Remember your grace. Remember your strength is an intentional strength. Wield it with responsibility and compassion. Never use that to dominate. Allow yourself the time to process, to organically feel what that frustration is bringing to you, and then revert back to the appropriate stance of wielding your strength intentionally with grace and compassion. Okay? So, #1, card number 4, Call of the Dancing Crane. Dancing crane moves through waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. The mating call and dance of the crane is full of beautiful movement and flow. There are times when the astral waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. The call of the dancing crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. This is particularly so when your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns do not support you in living the spiritual destiny you were born to live. I'm not sure if I already shared this. I'll put it on the screen while I continue. Have you ever felt like you were a different person on holidays or when you were traveling? This is because you were free of the astral gravity that you usually live within on a day to day basis. The astral plane is like glue. When we put enough energy of habit into thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and stories from our past, that condition how we interpret current life experiences. We can get stuck in astral gravity, unable to let go of the ways of thinking and reacting, even if we really wish to do so. And the reason it's really hard to let that go is because the astral plane is fourth dimensional frequency. It's fourth dimension. You know what else is on the fourth dimension? Majority of the parasitic demonic things, the grunts, the ones that are not very intelligent, the ones that are kind of just mindlessly existing. We can create sticky astral thoughts and beliefs that attach to houses, places, and people. When we are in a different environment, we often have a chance to create fresh habits and beliefs, which is why a holiday or travel can be so refreshing and inspiring. Sometimes, however, that's not practical, and we need healing to break through the muddy stagnation of old thoughts and beliefs right now. As we grow spiritually, we can outgrow our astral conditioning. Just like sifting mud out of water, so we can move more freely and gracefully like the dancing crane. If we accept healing energy to help us filter through our psychological programs so that our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions can create new habits and patterns more aligned with what we would like to experience in our lives. These filtered energies can become more powerful than old stories about life that no longer support us in living according to our spiritual light. Healing the astral waters can require great patience, persistence, and application to be achieved. The dancing crane uses dance and sound to thrive, and you are encouraged to use movement, such as dance or yoga, and sacred sounds, such as chanting mantras, or healing names of the divine, such as Kuan Yin, dancing crane goddess, to support your healing. Or you could just hold yourself accountable and check your behaviors, right? You could just allow yourself to actually be present in a conversation and hear what someone else is saying to you so that you can understand what's actually being communicated rather than just listening enough so that you can think of the next, oh, I don't know, cliche response that you've heard the other woke people using. You may intuitively feel that movement in a physical sense to a different location, such as going for a walk or a drive to a different park or beach, might help you. Or you can enter into a different house of thought within yourself, a different house of emotions, a different house of logic, a different house of, I don't know, social programs, right? If you've been feeling that you need to move to a different location, change situations in your life, or connect with new groups of people with whom you feel more inspiration, then this oracle is confirming this intuition and encouraging you to embrace those changes in your life. You are being guided by the grace of Kuan Yin through the healing vibration of the call of the dancing crane. To stop believing in your own stories, your old habits and patterns, you're being asked to realize they are simply astral conditioning. A lot of the things that are being pushed in spiritual communities, woke communities, truther communities, prepper communities, truth seeker communities, and whatever else other communities, they are astral programs. Astral programs. Let's see. There's no higher truth to them than this. You're allowed to change them. You can choose to cultivate any thoughts, beliefs, and interpretations of experiences that you like. Sometimes we're graced with divine assistance, which helps our astral healing happen more quickly and easily. We still need our affirmations to change our thoughts and let go of old stories about our self worth, abundance, health, relationships, judgments of others or ourselves. You also have to be careful of these affirmations because if you are neurodivergent, participating in the affirmations has the potential side effect of you continuing the program where you feel like you lie to yourself consistently. For me personally, that's what affirmations do. They make me feel like I'm a liar, that I'm aware that I'm incapable of the very thing the affirmation is trying to convince me I'm capable of. And I'm just saying it to myself until I believe the lie and I'll just chill after that. That's how it feels. That's not how affirmations work for everybody, obviously. Affirmations have a different effect on different people. But when you are highly neurodivergent, meaning you have multiple coexisting conditions that classify you as neurodivergent, there's a high likelihood that you feel like you're lying to yourself. It's kind of a way of putting yourself down in a toxic, positive manner, right? For example, there have been times where I felt very disempowered. I felt very just vulnerable and not balanced within myself and my perception of myself. And I'm in tears and I'm over here telling myself, "You're a bad bitch. You're a bad bitch." And I'm not a bad bitch. I'm never a bad bitch. I'm just not. I'm a woman in the process of healing. And sometimes while I'm processing my wounds and attempting to actively heal them, I get triggered. I become reactive. That's not me being a bad bitch. That's fragments of me cutting those who are coming too close. Cutting yourself on the jagged edges that were left behind by the people who fractured me. There's nothing bad bitch about me. I am a highly sensitive woman in the process of healing, bringing myself to a space of wholeness. The only reason me telling myself I'm a bad bitch stops me crying is because it's so ridiculous to me. It feels so ridiculous to me to call myself that, knowing I'm not that. I don't identify as that. I am who I am in a process, very organic, seeing parts of me in different ways and allowing this different view of myself and my proper place in my life is allowing me to bring back home the parts of me that I threw away because someone told me I wasn't allowed to be that. That's a powerful thing. That's a powerful dance that can help to clarify your own view of yourself. You have to be willing, though. We are graced with, sometimes we are graced with divine assistance, which helps our astral healing happen more quickly and easily. We still need our affirmations to change our thoughts and let go of old stories about self-worth, abundance, health, relationships, judgments of ourselves or others. Yet with divine blessings, it's like we get a hand lifting us up out of our old ways until we learn to stand in the new vibration of our own, right? You're creating a new space, a new environment within yourself. That takes time. It takes courage. It doesn't require the absence of fear. The fear is the very thing that brings your attention to the things you need to change. When you are afraid of something, are you not hyperfixated on that? Are you not hyper aware of that? Fear serves a purpose, and it's not just to make you afraid or feel small. Fear's purpose is to bring your attention to the things that you're needing to pay attention to. Card number 14 for those who chose #2. All right. #2. Let us put that on the screen. Okay. Immortal treasures. You carry within you precious immortal treasures, beloved. They exist beyond life and death, longing to be the celestial, heavenly realms of the divine presence within you. Kuan Yin now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer, in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. Each soul is unique and precious on its own. Certain souls have the light of healing. Yours is one such soul. Your presence on this planet brings light and hope to others, sometimes in ways that you don't consciously recognize. Kuan Yin is with you, guiding you to be open to receiving, perceiving, and utilizing the immortal treasures that lay within you, the beautiful light and gifts of your own divine soul. Just remember to take care of yourself too. An empty cup cannot fill another. Yet it is better to allow your inner cup to be spiritually filled and emotionally and physically replenished through balanced self care. A bit of indulgence balanced with loving discipline and boundaries that make you feel safe and secure within. To find the right way to care for yourself, explore what might work for you. It might be yoga and meditation, a little sacred time each day to sit with a crystal or talk from your heart with your guide, a health retreat, time in nature, a good book, and some time laughing or playing with loved ones. Your healing ability will find new levels of power and strength through exploration of self care. The immortal treasures of the soul are to be shared with loving respect of your own self as well as for others. This oracle can also indicate that it is helpful for you to explore healing of an issue that you've been dealing with and is yet to be resolved. So, again, it's this thing of bringing your attention to the parts of you that need healing, the parts of you that are causing you to continue participating in the very programs that are designed to disrespect your divine existence, to disrespect your divine self healing journey. A lot of these things we are hearing in these groups is a massive disrespect to you in your sovereign space. For example, someone is being intentionally hurtful and harmful. You exert boundaries. Oh my God. No, you can't do that. They're healing. They're very wounded, Emmy. You're so healed already. You're some guide. You're hold on. Because I'm a petty ass motherfucker tonight. You're such a graceful teacher and guide. You can't do that. I can't do what? I can't do what? Make people aware of my boundaries? Speak openly about how I'm being bothered? How something is upsetting to me in my space? Well, Emmy, you need to have compassion. Compassion for who? For who? I had so much compassion for so many people that I fucked up my entire thyroid. It's been years and it's still not healed. Who else do I need to have compassion for? What other organ needs to be affected? How much more sick do I need to allow myself to become for it to be enough? And then you ask yourselves that. How have you made yourself sick? What have you gone without so that someone could have their demands met regarding what they prefer? How much more are you going to volunteer to suffer through so that they are not inconvenienced? Right? But you have to take the high road. You have to be spiritually evolved. You have to have compassion. You have to have grace. You can't say anything that will hold someone accountable for the way they're behaving, because heaven forbid you're honest. Heaven forbid you speak as openly as they speak in your presence. Heaven forbid that you have some type of standards. I mean, heaven forbid you be offended by something that's offensive. So there are those who teach questionable things, questionable energetic practices. I'm not talking about black magic. I'm talking about teaching skills without teaching ethics. That's questionable to me. Very questionable to me. So one of those topics that comes to mind that is a questionable thing to teach would be remote viewing. What does someone need to learn remote viewing for? You're in the military? You have ops you need to spy on? What do you need to learn remote viewing for? Who are you going to be spying on? Who are you going to be stalking in the aether? Hmm? Who is it? That's an unethical thing to teach, because what are you going to apply that for? What is it you're going to apply that towards? So why would you teach it, right? So to me, that's offensive. That's offensive because it carries with it the potentiality of someone completely disrespecting another person's sovereignty, sovereign right to privacy. And I'm huge on privacy. Well, I was live streaming pretty recent, and someone didn't understand the work that I was doing. Rather than ask me to explain about the work that I was doing, a not very well known form of morphogenetic field recodement, instead they asked me, "Are you like remote viewing? Is that what you do?" No, that's not what they asked me. They asked me, "So are you doing like some type of um, self hypnosis? Are you like hypnotizing these people into thinking they're okay and feeling stuff that you're doing?" That was basically the gist of the question, right? To me, that's offensive, extremely offensive. To imply that I don't have the gifts that I actually have, and it can be witnessed that I actually have these gifts. To imply that I don't have it is to basically call me a liar, right? Why should I pretend that I'm not offended? To keep a peace that doesn't exist? So that I can set the standard of disrespecting me, saying offensive things to me is okay? It's not very often that I get offended. It's not. People will say a lot of things to me and I just laugh it off. Like, I don't care. It's no biggie. The fact that it offended me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. You remember that, Lori? That was a big fucking deal to me. And no, I'm not going to damage my thyroid more by keeping quiet. I'm like, why the fuck would you ask me that? That's such a rude ass question. What are you trying to say? Like, what are you trying to say? Maybe you need to do that if you don't have the skills, but I have the actual skills. Because in no way will I ever be okay with anyone implying that I lack the proper level of ethics, morals, and integrity. Hell fucking no. Hell no. No. Now, do you have to consistently correct people? If you have to consistently correct people, you're not in the right environment. You're just not in the right environment. You have to find the right place to exist. For those who are #2, there's a message here that I sense, and it's this message of, I think you might be giving so much that you're losing track of how little you have left for yourself at this point. That you are so depleted on such a consistent basis that it feels normal. That it's like, oh, just a little bit more pain is not going to make a difference. Are you sure? Are you sure? Sometimes you need to push through the pain. Other times you need to recognize the pain is telling you you've pushed too far, too hard, and for too long. And you need a break. Let the other warriors be tagged in. You take a break. We're here as a team. Some of us will have to sit down while others of us charge forward. We're here as a team. You don't have to carry everything on your shoulders anymore. You're finally finding the right spaces to exist in, full of people who are just like you, willing to go the distance, who have the integrity. You're in a safe space now. You can rest. You can allow yourself to exhale. You don't have to keep holding that breath. This oracle can also indicate that it's helpful for you to explore healing of an issue that you've been dealing with and is yet to be resolved. If you have been contemplating visiting a healer or taking a break from a stressful situation, this card supports you in doing so. See what I'm saying? You might simply need a chance to replenish, and withdrawal for a short time may help you meet this need. You may also benefit, if you feel so inclined, from a healing with another. Trust your intuition and allow yourself to honor your own special light and the need that you might have for receiving healing just for you at this time, too. Kuan Yin will help you find your way. The processes below will help you in receiving her help. So there's some stuff written in the book about what you can do meditation wise, ritual wise. I think it's time for you to really assess your needs. You've been doing far too much, and you are far too important to simply be burned away as though you're insignificant. No. Now is a time to rest. Now is a time to replenish. Whatever is coming, we will handle it as a community. While some of us need to have a seat and begin sharpening our swords and shining our armor, preparing for whatever this event is, there are others of us who have already had the opportunity to do so. And those are the ones who will step forward in your place while you take care of what you need to take care of on a personal level. We are in this together as a community. We are in this together as a community. And it's time for you to trust the people that is just like you. We all have these struggles with trust. It's for a reason. It was teaching you how to properly discern when you are standing in front of your tribe. Your tribe will never force you to trust them, will never force you to identify them as tribe. You simply look and you know, I know you. And in time, I will trust you. You don't have to trust someone right away, but you do have to give them the opportunity to earn that trust so that you're not always on guard, so that you're not always depleted. I think this is a powerful message for all of us, to be honest, not just those who chose #2. Maybe it was #2 because that's the number of guidance that we're being guided to shift our perception. We're not all going to think the same thing. We're not all going to agree. That's okay. That's okay. As long as whatever it is that we are discussing, it's not just going to be this cyclical BS that doesn't get anyone anywhere. I'm not down for merely complaining. These complaining parties where all you do is sit together and complain about this, complain about that. I fucking can't stand that shit. If you know what the problem is, stop talking about it and find a solution. Once you find the solution, you implement it. Plain and simple. We don't need any more debates. We all know what the problems are. And it is all of our problem. It is all of our problems. It's only a matter of time before we're all experiencing the same thing if we continue down the path we're on. I don't want that, so I'm not going to continue down that path. And I encourage all of you to make your own decisions as to what paths you are wanting to continue down. You don't have to follow me. In fact, don't follow me. That's weird. That's weird to me. Walk beside me. Ew, don't walk behind me. That makes me feel super weird because then I keep turning around like, what are you doing? You're going to step on my heel. I'm serious. It makes me so like weirded out. Walk beside me. Walk beside me. You know, I'm skittish. And that's not even a preference. That's a need. That's a viable need. Verifiable, not viable. That's a verifiable need. I don't need to be stressed out. I'm already high strung. Just walk beside me, hold my hand, something. All right, guys, I got to get going. I need to end my workday. I hope that even my little struggle with finding deeper pockets of grace, although that was a tad embarrassing, I hope that it was something that could also help and inspire you. Just because you get triggered doesn't mean you have to fully commit to remaining triggered. It doesn't mean that in that full commitment to remaining triggered, you need to lash out, right? All of us are exhausted. All of us are going through something at this point. We don't need any more to be added on our shoulders, rotten things placed on our plates. What we need is to have compassion for self. And you guys watched me dig up some compassion and grace for myself. That was not for someone else. It's important for you to know that. What you watched me struggle through was not to have compassion and grace for someone else. It was to have it for myself. To acknowledge how I was feeling and to recognize I am strong enough to control the reaction and instead of reacting, choose to respond. You are that powerful. Embrace that. Things are going to change. They're going to change for the better. Why? Because we're making it change for the better. We are in control. I got to go eat. I got to go rest. I got to go hijack the TV and watch, I don't know. What's there good to watch? I don't know. I'll find something. But I need to kind of just let my brain percolate and watch a movie or something. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your night. And I hope that I see y'all tomorrow. I did put it up. I did. I see people had clicked on it. I hope that you guys join me for the 333 portal tomorrow. I'm going to be doing expedites and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to have a light ceremony. This is the Ascended Masters of Light ceremony. We just kind of need a little top up of lovely energy. So I love you guys. Thank you for always holding space. And thank you for being part of my journey for however long you've been here. I know this is hormones. This is absolutely hormones because I'm over here like, I love you guys so much. Oh my God, girl, knock that shit off. I'm going to go. Maybe I'll watch more Avatar. I already binge watched it. Maybe I'll watch something else. I don't know. Maybe I'll go bother people. I love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.